brings a different professional background to help guide you on your career path. Join us every third Saturday of each month from 3:25 to 3:55 p.m. for this new segment, Career Guidance with the Tweens.
Remember to follow us on all social media platforms, Tweens981 on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also check us out on FBN TV on YouTube.
Don't miss this.
Hey Tweens, join us for another episode of Career Guidance with the Tweens.
Tune in from 1 to 2 p.m. as we speak with special guest Mrs. Golda Bruce, presenter, speaker, and writer,
who will be guiding us on what courses to take and how to become a news anchor.
Check us out on our social media pages at FBN TV on YouTube and Isaac the Promise on Facebook, and tune in on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Tweens, get your pen and paper because you don't want to miss this one. This is your girl Janae, and you're listening to Tweens on Isaac 98.1. God loves you in spite.
Just have a good time. Just like Jesus when he turned the water into wine. I just want y'all to have a good time. Hold up, y'all. Woo. Let me hit a hook. Hey. Oh, that feel good right there. Yeah. Bring the whole band in right here like, oh, we gonna have a good time. Yeah. Here we go. Woo.
Can't help the way I'm feeling in my body now. Can't help the atmosphere, it's a party
Oh, it's a party
now. Can't
now.
help it, gotta dance to the beat now. Can't help it, gotta praise on my feet now.
Yeah.
You don't know all the things that have me back. You don't understand how we do
You
my
don't
life around.
understand.
These things are good for me to sit and chill now. Gotta get it 'cause it's joy I can feel now.
Let's go.
We said we're not who can make all things new.
Makes all things new.
It's got to be more than what we're used to.
Yeah. Remember not the former things they are through. Yeah. Old you was through. New you get up. Yeah. Get up, y'all. Woo. Old you was through. New you get up. Tell 'em. Get up, y'all. Yeah. Time to get up.
There's so much more. You have no idea what he has in store.
Yeah, good things, great things, he's already done.
Never mind
Old things that's already gone.
Don't you miss what's next?
Miss it?
We declare God's grace.
Clarity. You're blessed, blessed, blessed. Eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard what's new. What's new?
We said we're not who can make all things new.
He makes all things new.
It's got to be more than what we used to.
He makes all things new.
Remember not the former things they are through.
Yeah. Old you was through. New you get up.
on Isaac 98.1 FM. Remember, being unique is better than photocopy. Answer the words and not just be another regular.
Tweens, we bring to you our new segment, Correct Guidance. The Tweens.
Oh, we gonna have a good time. Yeah. Here we go.
What is up? What is up, Tweens? Hello, good afternoon to all the Tweens out locked on there. It's your girl Jada here on the ones of twos, and in studio I have with me.
It's Zan here, long time. No see.
Yes, and
Jada S. He has been day one.
yes, and I know we have some Tweens on Zoom. So hello to you guys.
Hi.
Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Tristan. Hi, Moani. Hi, Anto. Hi, Janae. How are you guys? How was your week? I know we have so much going on with the Tweens, and last week we were down at Mario's Dale Martin, and I know y'all went on a hike this Thursday. So we have so much to talk about. Let's get started. Let's talk about last week. Last week, Saturday, down at Mario's Diego Martin. I know Alyssa was with me, and I don't think Joshua was here, and Moani was with me. Yes.
I heard it was very good. Unfortunately, I was not there.
It was really fun. It was very interactive.
I know, like a pizza.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, as Jada said, we got pizza. I know Jada was in studio with Uncle Kiran.
We had fun too. Don't think all you're the one who get fun. We had fun too.
Well, Marius Diego Martin was really accommodating. It was super fun. Bar for Sports was with us. So was IKTT. And we did a puzzle, and we did little interviews with you and Uncle Kiran, Jada. So how was the hike Thursday?
Well, I will start. So, the hike was at the start, the hill. It was making it look like it was real challenging. Like, the hill was very steep, and it was one of the most steepier hills in Diego Martin. And I was like, me and Chanta's walking, and Chanta's hell balling. He was like, they said, steep. And then after when we reached like the park, the final track, it was real straight and thing, but it was real muddy, so it was real like slippery and thing. So you had to kind of like hold your balance. But other than that, it was nice and long, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, speaking not from Zion point of view, because he and Trent dip early, then go on and lie down in a maxi, while all of it still up in the hill planting tree and thing. But he was right, it really was steep. Because at first I was like, it was like a road. We was going up a road, so I was more expecting more of like a forest, like how normal hikes were. But as we got higher and higher, that's when you start to see, wow, there's bush. So we started walking through the bush, and rain started falling. It was like normal. It wasn't hot sun, but you were to get like cool breeze and thing, and then rain just started.
Enough rainfall to make mud, and there was some.
There was a lot of slipping.
Unfortunately,
there was a lot of falling.
Oh wow!
I hear Uncle Raymond fall. I nearly fall.
Dancing in the mud.
Yeah, it was great.
How y'all found it was on Zoom?
Well, before I share my experience, I want to hear from you Tweens here. You think Jada could have handled that hype? You really think?
Nah, I don't think she would have been ready.
I mean, she could have handled the ending, but it started. Nah.
I think I would have handled the whole thing.
Sure.
I think I would have handled. Yes, because I went training the day. If I had gone, I would have gone training the day before, so my legs would have been strong. I would have been ready.
What kind of thing?
Well, for me, I think it was really good. Although it was tiring, I started exercising in May, like full on exercising, like every 2 days and stuff like that. So it wasn't as hard, for me, but it was enjoyable, and, we asked Jada and Alyssa and Janae. We were there at a point waiting for another crew who went up to plant some trees. We were there making content in the bush.
I was like, wow.
TikToks, and we were like quiet on set in the bush. So it was really enjoyable, I must say, and seeing everyone out there, people from Bar for Sports, and they all came out to support, so even the mommies, I want to pick up the parents one time because You know, they went to, yeah, big up the parents.
Big up my mommy one time too.
Yeah, big up the two Auntie Nichols, you know, Auntie Petra. Who else was there? Who are the
Auntie
mommies?
Sharon.
Auntie Sharon, you know, big up Auntie Tiffany, my mom. You know, so, you know, they went through, they did, and I think that was giving us motivation because we were like, if the moms could go through, we could go through it, you know?
Yes.
So I would say it was really a fun experience. And when we came down, we played a little game with IKTT, you know, little puzzle. I know Joshua and Aaron played a little games with IK as well, you know. So it was informative, you know, and just taking care of the environment. It felt empowering. What about you, Moani?
Yeah, I am still recovering. Not just saying this, but I had a great time. I got a rub down after when I reached home. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, but it was good. I still contemplating if I would ever want to do this again. But yeah, guys, we all should go out and at least get some fresh air.
Yeah.
I would say that COVID has had us inside so much that we got so used to the phones and the tablets and the TV that we forget to even exercise.
Yeah.
So
I know you and Aaron went with the other crew to plan.
Yes,
How was
y'all. That whole area of the hike was different from when we just walked up with Zion and the rest of them. It was, trust me, if you didn't have balance, guys, and know how to angle your stuff, you have to walk diagonally, you would have fun. I'm telling you this, you would have fun. But it was good, you know. You had techniques, you had strong people behind and in front, you know, you have your balance and so on. And the tree, we end up using something called a mattock, and you have to dig the ground before you put in the seeds. And also a special thanks to Mr. Olivier, who gave us some information about planting, and it was really informative, guys.
Wow. See, so that was really good, yes. What about you, Alyssa?
Yeah. Well, the hike was really great for me. It wasn't bad at all, and I'm just glad that we could finally come out as a group and, you know, hike after COVID. It was really, really fun, and I am actually really happy that I didn't slip because there were so many people with cameras out, and, you know, to catch that one. No, but overall it was really, really great.
Right.
Yes, well, Janine?
Actually, I'm hearing a lot of innuendos like, oh, I almost slipped, oh, I thankfully I didn't slip. Yes, I did fall and I did get drenched. But it all comes down to the experience, and it was fun, and it was beautiful. The scenery of Diego Mountain was to die for, and you know, whatever pictures you have, they'll be worth it.
Yes, and speaking of the hike was courtesy Bafa Sports and IK, which was sponsored by Mario's Pizza, Swimco, T&Tech, Rand Credit Union. Come on, you had to big them up one time.
Yeah, we had to big them up. Thank you.
And Blue Waters. You can't forget the Blue Waters. The thing that helps you survive.
It wasn't water, it wasn't water.
That helps you survive.
Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. We're going to take a very small break and we'll be back.
Tweens, we bring to you our new segment, Correct Guidance with the Tweens, where we will be engaging different professionals with different professional background to help guide you on your career path. Join us every third Saturday of each month from 3:25 to 3:55 p.m. for this new segment, Career Guidance with the Tweens.
Remember to follow us on all social media platforms, Tweens981 on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also check us out on FBN TV on YouTube.
Don't miss this.
Hey Tweens, join us for another episode of Career Guidance with the Tweens.
Tune in from 1 to 2 p.m. as we speak with special guest Mrs. Golda Lee Bruce, presenter, speaker, and writer,
who will be guiding us on what courses to take and how to become a news anchor.
Check us out on our social media pages at FBN TV on YouTube and Isaac the Promise on Facebook, and tune in on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Tweens, get your pen and paper because you don't want to miss this one.
So when we hanging out with all our we found
Positive Vibes, the Gospel Cooler Cruise, Part 2. June 20th, 2022. Boarding the Sea Champion, Kings Wharf, San Fernando. Sailing from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets, adults 200, children 12 and under, 150. Ministers on board, Blessed Messenger.
When the pressure rise and don't worry, 'cause I know that God is fighting for me.
Jara Nurse. Ezekiel Joseph.
Jesus sweet, look how we make me smile again.
And music by DJ Paul, DJ Ground Control, and DJ Omari. Giveaways for the most memory verses, biggest crew, best dressed male and female, free vitamin C shots and face masks, eats and drinks on sale. For tickets, call 374-0874 or 356-1405. We in colors. Who ain't saved? Get saved. Don't miss it.
Tobago. Get ready for Daddy Laugh.
Daddy, laugh now.
Daddy Laugh. Dads, it's your time to laugh this Father's Day.
This Father's Day, Shore Park Cultural Complex, Tobago.
It's a Father's Day comedy treat for the entire family. Come laugh with TNT's top comedian, Alan the Entertainer, and his hilarious team of comedic friends. This Father's Day, Shaw Park Cultural Complex, Tobago.
Show starts 6 p.m.
Gates open at 5 p.m.
Tickets, $150.
Tickets available at Polson Super Farm, Richmond.
Cachet Tobago. Dominion Appliances, Scipio Trace Combi. Shore Park, Boxed Office.
For more info or ticket delivery, call 775-3227.
Tobago, get ready to laugh.
Tobago, get ready to laugh.
Daddy laugh now.
Sarah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Just now, Michael, I'm posting homeowners, and that TTMF helped us with the 5% mortgage program.
Oh boy, this will take all day.
TTMF can help you too. With a monthly income up to $30,000, you could qualify for 95% financing at the 5% mortgage interest rate for properties up to $1.5 million. Plus, you can include $20,000 for major appliances.
I come in!
TTMF, from here to home.
COVID-19 has heightened awareness with our interconnectivity with nature and our role in preserving the environment. We only have one Earth. Do your part to preserve planet Earth by reducing, reusing, and recycling with iCare. Learn more at iCare TT.
This environmental tip is brought to you courtesy iCare TT, Bafa Sports, Mario's, Swim Call, and Rand Credit Union.
In 1962, we take down the Union Jack and proudly hoisted the red, white, and black. Since then, some all they turn all it back. We ain't vexed, but it's a fact. But you see, this year, it's time to come back. The Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network say, stop running. It's time for a grand homecoming. So book your ticket, organize yourself, call your family, tell them you're coming for the Diamond Jubilee. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
The countdown is on. All roads lead to Sapa Auditorium for Victory Revival. Saturday, 18th June, ministering in song, Blessed Messenger, Positive, Nisa, Joanna the Kingdom Artist, Bijan Pear, and Jara Nurse. Tickets only $100 at Baggins Drugstore, Broadway, Port of Spain, and the South Park Mall, San Fernando. Sapa Box Office from now till June 18th, 12 noon to 6 p.m. Trini Food Fantasy, Main Road, Point Fortin. The ticket hotline, 788-4453. And at Feedmasters Limited, TLH Mall, Scarborough, Tobago. Victory Revival, a praise and a worship celebration.
As much as 80% of what we purchase at the supermarket can be recycled. Make the choice to recycle your empty beverage containers with iCare. Adopt the habit of recycling today. Learn more at iCare TT.
This environmental tip is brought to you courtesy iCare TT, Bafa Sports, Mario's, Swim Call, and Rand Credit Union.
So when we hanging out with all our way from LA, we bring in good vibes and energy. Now is the right time to celebrate. It's only good times ahead away. All I see is a good time in front of me and Mario's, and all I feel is a good vibe, bringing me home, sharing good times at Mario's.
On Monday, June 20th, 2022. Stand in the gap for Trinidad and Tobago. It's a national day of prayer. All are invited, all churches, all Christians. A time of repentance and renewal at the Center of Excellence from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. Come stand in the gap for TNT. It's a national day of prayer. It's time for us to stand together.
Okay. I remember back then. I was bad Mike Jackson. That's when God came and tapped in. I can never go back then.
Furniture Plus Festival of Saving is here. Come shop incredible deals store-wide. Get bar stools for $3.99, bed frames from $5.99, wardrobes from $7.99, mattresses from $9.99, and more. Save hundreds on appliances and electronics too. No cash? Hire purchase plan available. All stores open Monday to Saturday. Arima stores open Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Check press and social media for details. And remember, nobody undersells Furniture Plus. Nobody.
Just want to say special happy birthday to these Isaac fan members. So yesterday, Yovan McIntyre celebrated her birthday. Monday, Eunice Clark Sabro will be celebrating her birthday. On Tuesday, Carleen Guy Tony will be celebrating her birthday. And on Wednesday, Mary Lightborn will be celebrating her birthday. And also, we would like to say a happy anniversary to the Isaac Fung couple, Alan and Shelley King, celebrating their anniversary on Wednesday. Thank you for using the Isaac Fund to support us. And,
Well, happy birthday to you all. Happy anniversary. I hope you all enjoyed it. Enjoy it for the whole month of June, okay? All roads lead to the first church of the Open Bible in San Fernando on July 1st for Samuel Dyer Legacy Event 3rd edition. Come expecting to experience a glorious worship experience with a battery of anointed worship ministries, inclusive of Blessed Messenger, Jaranus, Nathaniel, Mr. Danny, Nataki Lendo, Dolores, Chatham Worshippers, Brandon Best, and Gates Praise International Ministries. Yes, on Friday, 1st July, at the First Church of Open Bible, Ruth Avenue, San Fernando, from 7 p.m. Come with your flags, banners, a heart of praise, and excellent love offering to support the Samuel Dyer. Host Sean Daniel, along with San Fernando Open Bible Church family. We are our brother's keeper.
Tweens, join us for another episode of Career Guidance with the Tweens.
Tune in from 1 to 2 p.m. as we speak with special guest Mrs. Golda Lee Bruce, presenter, speaker, and writer,
who will be guiding us on what courses to take and how to become a news anchor.
Check us out on our social media pages at FBN TV on YouTube and Isaac the Promise on Facebook, and tune in on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Tweens, get your pen and paper because you don't want to miss this one.
Tell me
Tweens, it has come to that time, career guidance with the Tweens, and I want you Tweens to help me welcome presenter, speaker, and writer, Mrs. Golda Bruce. Woo!
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here. Thank you.
I know we as Tweens may know you, may know your face, but can you tell the viewing and listening audience who is Mrs. Golda Bruce?
Wow. Okay, so, well, I am Golda. I, for a long time, was a news presenter and journalist on television, so some of you may know who I am. For the last 4 years, I've been working as a professional communicator in Washington, D.C., and I am at heart a very simple believer with big dreams and huge aspirations for my life, and I try to use whatever platforms that I can to inspire the young people who are coming up behind me.
Wow, well, thank you. I know Alyssa has a question for you.
Okay, let's go.
Hi, yeah, I was trying to get my mic. I wasn't seeing it. Okay, but it's on now. Hi. So, for the tweens who are interested in becoming a news anchor, what should they study? What courses should they take? The steps, or what's the process to become a news anchor?
Right. So that's a very good question, and it's a question that I'm asked all of the time. You wouldn't believe. And there are many different routes that you can take to become a journalist and a news anchor. But generally, what you will need is the ability to communicate well, right? Yeah. So to take complex things and make them simple, to express ideas in as simple language as possible, and generally a grasp of language that allows you to communicate at an expert level. So how do you become a news anchor? I don't know all of the ways, but I do know my experience, and I have seen the experience of others as well. And usually what happens is that we come up through a newsroom. So we work in the newsroom as journalists, as producers, and then when spots open up on air, there are usually auditions and you get the opportunity to read the news at first part-time and then maybe full-time.
Right.
Okay. Sounds really interesting. Thank you.
Right.
You're
so
welcome.
You were speaking on the skill set, the having to go through an audition. So I know it would have a certain requirement. So my question to you is, what skills and quality do you think one must have in order to be a successful news anchor?
Another very good question, and it's connected to the first one. So for a long time, people thought about the role of journalist and news anchor as being simply someone who could write well and communicate complex ideas simply, as I said before. However, what we are seeing within recent times is more of a shift towards someone who is able to connect and to connect quickly, to connect with audiences via this medium, whatever medium it is, television, video, that kind of thing, the ability to connect with an audience. So I would say being able to be social, to be a people person, to be someone who is good at connecting and values connection. I think that is important, as important, I would say, as what you study at school, your grasp of language, your ability to write well, your ability to speak well. So I would say that the connection thing is big. And that connection thing requires some humility. It requires understanding that you don't know everything, and you don't know all of the facts, and a curiosity to find out more and to listen and to hear what people are saying and to ask questions based on what they are telling you. You are basically just a conduit of information and someone who's sitting in for the rest of the population who's not able to ask questions of newsmakers and decision makers.
Thank you.
No problem.
with Mrs. Golda Lee Bruce. Guys, I hope you guys are taking some notes, have your pens and papers out, because trust me, we are getting some really nice nuggets here. I would like to know, how should a tween market his or herself in order to become successful in getting a position as a news anchor?
Good question. So you frame the question with the words market themselves. And I think that right now in the world there's a big emphasis on brand, a personal brand, and how you are marketed. But I think what is more important is how you are, how you genuinely are. What are you pursuing in terms of your actual aspiration? So it's not just how you appear to be, but actually how you are, right? And I think in my case, I was always someone who wasn't afraid to step forward and speak. I was always someone who wasn't afraid to go to the front of the room and have my voice heard. I didn't always like it, but I wasn't afraid to do it. I knew that I had to do it because it was just a part of me. I was also very curious, and I am still very curious. Like, I want to find out more. And I'm also a person who, I enjoy people and I like people. I like meeting new people. I like talking to them. I like connecting with them. I like looking into the eyes of somebody that I don't know for the first time and finding out more about them. And I think that those things have served me very well. And so if you know that you would like to get into a career in media and a career that is in front of the camera, find opportunities to already practice that. Get in front of the camera. Don't shy away when the opportunity comes to you to lead a discussion or to host an event. You know, don't say, well, that's not for me. If you know that that's where you want to go, begin getting practice now. God knows I had a lot of practice even before I entered the media.
Right. And it is expected that a news anchor, one must possess excellent communication and listening skills.
Yes.
You know, so was that difficult for you at the start, or was it easy for you? And how would you advise a tween on how to possess these skills?
Right. So that's another excellent question. All of the questions so far have been really good. So thank you for those. I think that it's all about growth, right? I did not end where I started. I obviously developed over time, right? Over the period that I was reading the news and working as a reporter. I was able to grow because I was getting practice. I was getting practice doing it every single day. And while I think that I started with fairly decent communication and listening skills, they were able to be honed and developed over the time that I spent working as a journalist. And so the end is not the beginning, right? So you may find that you are comparing yourself to someone who's been doing it for a long time. And while you want to learn from people who are more experienced than you don't really want to compare yourself to them too much, because you have to go on your own learning journey. You have to go on your own, you have to have your own experiences in this thing. So it's important, yes, but it's important to know that you have to start somewhere. And starting means having the humility to know that I may not be as good as I would like to be at this moment, but I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm. And you're talking about a learning journey and having to learn, right? So my question is, how should one manage a script, right, that is passed to them seconds before the news time?
Okay. Another great question. And so that would happen pretty frequently, right? But you find that if you are aware of the things that are happening in current affairs, if you're reading the newspapers, if you're looking at the news, if you're keeping abreast of what is going on, then any issue that comes to you a minute before, 2 minutes before, is not something that you are completely unaware of. You would have some familiarity with it. So even if the script is not perfectly written, you would have knowledge that would help you to improvise and to ad-lib, we say, throughout that presentation. So the answer to the question is to be prepared for that by acquainting yourself and keeping abreast of the issues that are taking place at that particular moment. And it means simply, in my case, I used to read the first 4 pages of the newspaper, right? So first 5 pages of the newspaper every day, and that would help me to be aware of the things that were happening, in addition to just working in the newsroom and knowing what journalists are covering and editing their stories all day long. So I was aware of what was happening, even if I didn't know the specific details. I had a sense of how I could bring the story to you.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, Tweens, if you're now joining, we're speaking with Ms. Golda Lee Bruce, and this is career guidance for the tweens, you know, and for those tweens who are aspiring to become a news anchor or somebody in the media with communication, you know, this is the time, you know, you should be taking notes. Now, Mrs. Lee Bruce, you know, I've been to a tour a couple of years ago to the building CNC3. And, you know, someone mentioned that, you know, you must be prepared to take any job, you know, where within the field, you know, so if it's outside your comfort zone. So did you experience such? And if so, how did you handle it?
Oh, of course. I, at least in the media, in the Caribbean and in Trinidad and Tobago in particular, if you want to have a career in media, you go in however you can. And for many people, you know, we went in as interns or junior reporters or production assistants. And that was definitely the case for me. And I was very, I mean, you ask, how did you handle it? Now I'm sitting here talking to you as someone who was a news presenter on the nightly news for 12 years. But at that time, I was just Golda coming out of university and really wanting an opportunity. And I was very happy for the opportunity that I got. And it served me well. I went in there and I did my best in the position that I was placed in. My first media job, I was an intern at TV6. And during that time, I reorganized the TV6 tape library. At that time, we were keeping tapes and there were no digital files yet. So we had tapes of different sizes and different lengths. And they put me into basically a cupboard with all these tapes, and they said, organize this room. And so my summer internship, half of it was spent in a dusty room digging through tapes and putting labels on them. But I cannot say that I was not happy to do that work. I mean, it was the beginning of something. It was the beginning of an amazing experience in media for me. And so my advice to you is that it may feel very far away from what you want, but I think that with hard work and perseverance and respect, humility, and gratitude, that it is possible to turn a very small opportunity into a very big one.
Right.
Well, thank you.
We see the good side. Y'all hearing me?
Yes,
we are.
We always see the good, but there's always bad going around. So how would you advise a tween or anyone who is headed into media but is facing some criticism and pressure?
There's always criticism and pressure. There is never a stage of life that you get to where you do not face criticism and pressure. I am learning that as I go. At every level on which you exist, there will be critics. There will be things that don't work in your favor. There will be unfairness. There will be uncertainty. No level of success negates those things. And so what you have to do from a very young age, or what I would advise you to do, everyone who's hearing my voice from a very young age, is learn the resilience. Learn to be resilient, to believe in yourself, to believe in your capabilities, and to believe that God has invested certain talents and skills within you that He would like you to use in the world. And so when the criticism comes, it will come. If it is constructive, you listen. If it is not, you silence it and you move on. One of the big things that you should never do is allow opinions of others to stop you. I have people that I trust to give me feedback. I've always had such people to give me feedback honestly about how I'm doing, whether I'm doing well or badly, things that I should change, things that I should keep. And everybody else, I drown it out, because it is very easy to be distracted by all of the voices, all of the noise. When I first went into media and I was on television for the first time, within that maybe couple of weeks, there was a flood of information, things that I should do. Stop smiling so much, stop using your hands so much, wear different clothes, fix your hair differently. And if I had listened to half of those things, I wouldn't have been able to grow into the presenter that I was comfortable being, that I, Golda, was comfortable being, the one who smiled, the one who engaged, the one who sometimes cried. And so sometimes you have to drown out the noise and be aware that the noise does not stop because you are successful. It continues. There's noise in my life today.
Wow. Tweens who are now listening in. We have Mrs. Golda Lee Bruce with us on Career Guidance with the Tweens, and you can check us out on YouTube at FBN TV and check out this interview on Facebook at Isaac the Promise.
Before I start my question, I'd just like to say that Mrs. Lee Bruce, my parents are very big fans, so they would want me to say that, so I'm just saying that before I start my question. And my question is, a tween who is considering being a news anchor, what is very vital and important for them to remember?
There was a similar question a couple questions back, so I will alter my answer this time around. I think it's important in any job that turns you into a public figure to remember yourself and to remember what you believe and who you are. Because I've heard it said that when attention comes to you and when publicity comes to you, that it shows up who you are. When success comes and people, their eyes on you, it shows who you are. So remember who you are. You know, many times there would be equal praise and criticism, but in the moments when there was praise, I remember feeling so big. I could feel my head growing. And then I would have to kind of bring myself back and say, no, you are Nurse Henry's granddaughter. You are Anne's daughter. You are Nayat's sister. You are somebody who is grounded and who is humble and who is on a journey that God has set her on, and this is not about you. And so I would say, remember that it's not about you. Remember that you're doing this work in service to your God and in service to your fellow man. Remember that it is not about you.
Mrs. Bruce,
yes.
I know as we are wrapping up and we're coming to the end, I just want to ask you, I know this should be forgotten, but what is your most embarrassing moment?
No, why should it be forgotten? Why should it be forgotten? I had a couple. I actually had more than a couple. I had many. One particularly embarrassing moment was when I called myself my sister's name. She was also a news anchor at CNMG at the time. That was the precursor to TTT. It was the successor and the precursor of TTT. And her name was in the prompter because she had read the newscast before. So it said, "Thank you for watching, I am Nayat Lee." And I read, "Thank you for watching, I am Nayat Lee." I called myself my sister's name. There was another time that I was doing an interview with a particularly, I don't want to use the word hostile, but hostile individual. And it just went very badly for me. I was totally intimidated and I was afraid, and I allowed it to get the better of me. And so, yeah, it was a really embarrassing moment. But I've had many. I have had moments where I've laughed. I had been laughing so hard that when it was time for me to come on, I couldn't breathe. I've had moments where I've cried and my eyes turned red. Many moments that I would rather forget. One time I was doing breaking news on a tropical storm system, and I talked so much without a glass of water that my voice went. My voice just stopped working. So I was talking and then like nothing. So yeah, there have been some tough times, but here I am.
And how do you recover from that, you know, sometimes news is a serious thing at most of the cases, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you keep a straight face, you know, every day and, you know, move on from those moments?
So I think you're asking two questions, and I'm glad because I get to answer both of them and I get to share a little bit of life advice with you. The first thing that you asked is, how do you move on from those moments? You just do. And when you move on, your audience moves on with you. It's one of the things that media has left with me that I am very grateful for. It is a lesson that no matter how far you fall, no matter how low you dip, if you move on, everyone else will move on too. It may take them a little while, but they will, because after a time, there will be nothing left to say. There will be nothing. You see, the problem is that we fall and we stay down, right? But if you fall and you get up, then 2 weeks from now, the person who's trying to recall, the person who's saying, but you know, she fell down. So what? She's up now. It doesn't matter that she fell, you know? So if you move on, your audience and the rest of the world will. So whenever you make a mistake, this is for live television and it's for life. Whenever you make a mistake, whenever you have something that doesn't go well, whenever you are to blame for something, deal with it immediately and move on. The next hour, you should be already looking forward to the next thing. And it's not that you are forgetting that you made a mistake, and it's not that you are not remorseful, but you have already dealt with that. God has already forgiven you. Move on. And the second thing is, how do you do it with a straight face? A lot of people believe that the news should be as stiff as a head of lettuce, right? I am not one of those people. I think that at the very core, we are people talking to people. And so if I'm speaking to you like I am now, my head moves, my neck moves, sometimes I smile, sometimes I shrug my shoulders, sometimes I laugh, because I'm a person talking to a person. And so I do not believe in straight faces. I believe in professionalism, which means that you do not laugh at someone's downfall. I believe that there's a time and place for everything. But do I think that we should do it like a head of lettuce? No, sir, not at all.
Well,
all right.
Well, thank you for coming on. But before we go, do you have any closing remarks that you would like to tell the tweens out there who would want to become a news anchor, who want to get into communication, who want to be in media?
Yes, I do. I do have some closing remarks for you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Again, it's always an honor for me whenever I have the chance to speak to a group of young people, because I remember myself at your age, and I remember things that people said to me, and I remember the things that they did, both good and bad. And so I always try to be a positive influence on young people. I know that right now the role of news anchor looks like it's going to be around for a long time, but we don't know that. The world is changing, right? The world has morphed. Just the COVID-19 pandemic has changed so much about how much we interact. Here I am sitting in Maryland talking to you on the radio in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And on Facebook and around the world. So things are changing. And I think what you need to be thinking about, as much as what you do for CSEC and as much as what you do for CAPE, is about how easily you're able to adapt to change, how ready you are for change. And I think that being able to change and being able to pivot is going to serve you so much more than anything that you can learn in school in this new world that we're in. So yes, do well in your courses. Yes, study hard, but also be ready in case there is nothing called a 7 p.m. news anchor in 5 years. Also be ready in case the career that everybody told you had to follow changes overnight. Be ready to change.
Yes, thank you, Miss Golda Lee Bruce, for coming out.
Wow.
Yes,
I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We really
I love you all.
appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Thank you so much, Miss
Tweens, who are now listening in. That was Career Guidance with the Tweens with Mrs. Golda Lee Bruce. If you missed it, go back to our Facebook page at Isaac the Promise and our YouTube at FBN TV to see this interview because so much information was shared and it could help you if you want to get into media. So stay tuned and well, we have 5 minutes again. So stay tuned and you'll hear from us in a few minutes.
But it's cold in your hands. Have you ever filled your cup, thinking it would feel like enough, but it don't last? When you don't even know what you're reading.
We are back. That was an amazing interview.
Yes, it was. It was amazing. Now we had to change the topic.
Yes.
Father's Day. Father's Day is tomorrow.
What are y'all doing for your dads?
Well, my father in Tobago.
But from one time,
from my family, well, your wife, your daughter, your children. Happy Father's Day. I know you're probably enjoying a crab and dumpling right now. So, happy Father's Day. I know you're working. And I just hope that tomorrow will be a lot easier and you'll get to rest, and give me a phone call. Please and thank you.
Zion?
Well, I don't know what my father's doing right now. He is probably listening to this right now and laughing big him up earlier one, but yeah, happy Father's Day from me and my mom. Hopefully have a good day tomorrow. Hopefully sleep. Hopefully have fun and things.
Yes, Tweens on Zoom. What do you want to say to your dads and any dad out there, any father figure, any male figure?
Well, my dad he's always listening to the program, so I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to say anything as yet, but I just want to say happy Father's Day to my dad and to all the dads out there as well.
Yes. I want to say happy Father's Day to my father. We always last minute with Father's Day planning, It's like the night before I get a message. All right, so we're doing so. But, but we love him and he is always working. Like, we know all our dads are very busy, coming home late in the night, working hard hours, so big up to them. It's their day tomorrow. So happy Father's Day.
Well, my dad is overseas, so I will be making some phone calls and doing something special for him. So happy Father's Day, Daddy, in advance. I know you may be busy outside right about now on your job site, but Love you very much, and also to the other fathers that are listening, even though you may not be a biological dad. You know, they always say it takes a village to raise a one child.
Yeah.
So a village, male, female, so all the dads all around. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Hope you all are enjoying your Saturday and that you get spoiled tomorrow, not just by socks. But, you know,
That's like my how to change, man. I have to change. I see my how to change. Cause I am, I don't want that to be going on with me.
Janine and Tanasia.
Yeah, so happy Father's Day to my father. And not to undermine Father's Day, my mother's birthday is actually on the 21st, so my father's always like undermined. But yes, we appreciate you. And to all the fathers, happy Father's Day.
Anto?
I want to say happy Father's Day to my father, my only father. My dearest father.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And that day is going to be your day. Don't let nothing bring you down. Always smile. Happy Father's Day to all the other fathers out there. It's your day. It's time.
Happy Father's Day to the most important father, our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen. Well, I just want to say happy Father's Day. So all the fathers out there, all the fathers are listening, even if you're not a father, you're a male figure in somebody's life. They might not have told you, but you are, and they know that they appreciate you. So happy Father's Day to every single male, dad, uncle, nephew, everybody.
Cousin.
Yeah. Everybody. Yes. Well, we have come to the end of the program, Tweens. I know you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all our social media. Isaac the Promise on Instagram and on Facebook. Tweens99.1 on TikTok and Instagram. FBN TV on YouTube. And just view our pages, check us out, and all that good stuff. Remember, ASAP always... Yeah? Go ahead, Tristan. Go ahead, Tristan.
Yes. And don't forget, we've got some environmental competitions coming up soon.
Yes. Ooh, I forget.
Follow the pages. We're doing something right now special today.
Very special.
And sell out everything.
Yes,
you know, but,
Mario's. They celebrated their 50th anniversary last week, Saturday. Forgot to mention that. So big up Mario's one time. And yes, remember.
Those figures were on point.
My belly celebrates or they miss out. Yeah.
Mario's been there since 1972, you know, before all of we was even a thought. Some of our parents may not even been there by then.
Oh my, wow. Big up Mario's, big up all the sponsors, Swim Cold, TNTech, Ryan Credit Union, Blue Waters, and all collaborators, IKTC and Baffle Sports. Thank you very much. Remember, ASAP, always say a prayer, and stay tuned next week Saturday, Tweens, 1 to 2 p.m. Enjoy. Bye.
Don't forget TNTech.
Keep it so in Jesus' name. What's missing is love. No more feeling. Them boys showing out, so now things normal.